Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to another awesome episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. My name is Spayce.
And Kitty's here.
And today we got a very special guest by the name of Kewl CutLis. What's happening?
What's going on with y'all? You already know who it is. Big KC, Lit KC, fuck with me, it's PKB.
Alright, we got a lot to talk about on today's episode. We skipped the whole season on y'all. But,
we got good reasons, so don't come after us. Please don't hate us. We just a bunch of motherfuckers that got shit going on. I ain't gonna lie. If 2020 ain't whoop y'all ass by now, then you ain't doing it right.
So tune in, nerd out, to today's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly.
Urban Nerd. Urban Nerd. Urban Nerd.
Alright, you guys, thanks for tuning in and nerding out with us once again. Like I said before, it's the very first episode of Season 7. Welcome back, guys. Like I told y'all earlier, we got your guy Kewl CutLis up in here, man. Tell the folks what's happening, bro.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing?
So, a lot has happened since we've been gone. Am I right in there, no kitty cat?
Indeed, a lot has happened. Like, he had to drag me out of the house in order for me to be here today.
Right, we both look like we got took out of a cage today. It's been a crazy lot of time. A lot of things have been going on since the last episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. First of all, let's just speak on the fact that we finally made it on Spotify. After 6 seasons of being like, hey guys, we're gonna be on Spotify next season. You just make sure and we're finally on Spotify.
Yeah, gotta celebrate that.
Right. We also on Amazon Music. Amazon Music now has podcasts. Urban Nerd Weekly was on the initial rollout for brand new podcasts on there. So make sure we shout out Amazon Music for that. Now we haven't spoke to you guys since June, July.
Before that. It hadn't been put that. I don't think I dropped the tape yet. So that was like February.
Yeah, but you was at the top because remember we did your interview at the beginning of the season, but we didn't put the video out until the end of the season, which was some months later. But that was like even a couple of weeks after the end of season 6. So it was because I remember Baby Nerd was already here when I started the last season, so it had to be after April at least. April, May, somewhere like that. His birthday is in April.
I don't remember. I be doing a lot of drugs, so I can't really just sit there and attest to that.
Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, man, a lot's been going on. Big shouts out before we get started to Podcast City Network and all our friends over at the network and the different podcasts over there, man. Big shouts out to the Everett Lee Show, the Chris Carnage Show, as well as Final Score. Big shouts out to those awesome shows. Make sure you guys subscribe to the show on all the platforms, including, like I said, Spotify and Amazon Music. Don't forget about Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn, everywhere. We on every single podcast streaming platform, except Anchor, because they be trying to, you know.
Ooh, we gotta be careful of them, huh?
Right.
Those are the peoples.
But everybody else, boom, we own it. And don't forget, when you guys subscribe, make sure you like, rate, and review the show so we can get the show boosted up on all the different platforms, man.
You got to subscribe to Post Channel. You got to subscribe, show love, and support.
Absolutely. Now, you guys want to talk to us outside the show, make sure y'all hit me up on all 3 platforms. That is the major ones: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Spayce Was Here. That's at SPAYCEWZHERE. And if you add a .com to that, that is my website, ladies and gentlemen.
You can find me on Facebook at the Kitty page, and I'm also on the Urban Nerd Weekly page. That's on Facebook as well. As for the Instagram page, that is down currently. It will be back up and running eventually. I just got to work out some kinks on it a little bit before I'm able just to do anything further. So you guys just hold out for me, and we're working on it.
Girls always want you to hold down for them. Anyway. And don't forget.
Holding out too.
Right. Don't
Speak
let
for
the joke.
yourself.
But don't forget, Cool, let them know where your socials at on these digital streets, man.
Oh yeah, you already know One CutLis. You know that one. You know what I'm saying? How I got to keep it one. CutLis. That's on everything. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You know, you're looking for me, it's KEWL CutLis. It's Kewl CutLis at One CutLis. I'm gonna pop up on everything. Apple Music, it don't matter what you got, Audio Mac, I'm on that. Go find me. You know, hey, you ain't got to search too hard. You type that in, he gonna pop up every time, I promise you.
Straight like that. So, as usual, we're gonna slide on to the next section of today's episode, which is today's digital download. Feel free to chime in about anything that y'all like that comes up on today's digital download. First thing first, in the video game section, we got Jetboard Joust on PC, available on October 23rd. That's the date. We got Cardo, available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, coming out on October 27th. We got Ghost Runner, available on PS4, and Legend of Heroes Trail of Cold, also on October 27th. Don't forget about Steel 4, available on PlayStation 4, Watch Dogs Legion, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and the Dark Picture Anthology, all available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia. Also available on October 27th. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Pikmin 3 is going to be available on the 30th.
Well, I'm just going to come clean. I don't really play no video game like that. But ain't that PS5 that goddamn new motherfucker coming?
That PS5 about to drop real soon.
What that Xbox shit called?
Project Scarlet.
It's like an Xbox Project X or what they calling that bitch or some shit like that?
Well, they're calling it Project Scarlet because they ain't going to say the name of it, because when they announce it, you know how they do with the money. Like, they want to announce it and then have, like, everybody interested in the real name.
How much they be running?
They ain't dropped the price yet. The PS5, though.
PS5 $400.
Yeah, that's like $400.
It's
Xbox
$5. I think it's $5 if you pre-order.
Okay, Xbox $400, PlayStation $500. I got that play. I mean, I'm gonna get the PlayStation.
I think it's only
I'm only gonna get PlayStation
because the day after the system drops, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be $150.
That's the only reason I'm gonna get
everywhere
PlayStation.
Else on top of that.
Cause I don't play video games. I'm gonna get PlayStation just whoop y'all sorry ass nigga in these games. I'm gonna lie. I just show y'all like I'm better than y'all at everything. But I'm really just piped up right now. But seriously though, that's why I'm gonna get this shit. Cause I ain't gonna play. I'm gonna really let the Jits play that shit. Whack y'all niggas. Y'all put some money on it though, cause. Like we can bet on the real game too. That way we need to put money on the real nigga. Y'all be trying
we need to start a whole Urban Nerd Weekly gamer betting league for real. Just
put your money up. Yeah, I ain't got no money. Don't talk about your coming.
We see a lot of people on social media talking smack and talking about what teams.
Gambling, bro.
Man, I'm grown. We in the trap, y'all.
Hey,
y'all trying to get
this 2020, everything goes this year.
Fair enough. We already gambled with our lives with this goddamn COVID.
Right. We rolling the dice every time we go up in Walmart.
I ain't say all that.
What? There's always some Karen on the block fucking coughing and screaming bad in your ear. Saying you're sheeple.
In the movie section of today's digital download, all coming out today, Friday, October 23rd, we got The Empty Man, available everywhere that movies are available. We got Bad Hair, available on Hulu. We got a new Borat movie. I was hearing about they got another Borat movie coming out. It's gonna be on Amazon. It's called Borat Subsequent Movie Film. We also got Over the Moon coming out on Netflix. In the book section of today's digital download, we got...
Wait. I don't think I want to watch anything by Netflix after that Cuties bullshit.
Cuties?
Oh, you haven't heard about Cuties?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it's basically...
The
white folk be watching, I ain't getting on that.
No.
It's this movie about these underage girls that's supposed to be like influenced by the media and the way hip hop and things is working on them, and it's a bunch of like little girls doing like sexy dancing and shit and like sexy clothing.
Why?
And like right, it's zooming in close on like their ass and on their like on their chest.
They like 12.
And they're like under 12
Wait,
almost.
so how was this movie?
That's the thing. Like, a lot of people is just like attacking it because like a lot of pedophiles can watch that shit and be like, no, it's a bunch of red flags with that movie, and like I haven't
How
watched
did
it
it
just
come
yet.
out?
Stick man.
You know, during quarantine, there's a lot of movies that's on Netflix that's been coming out because Netflix been doing the thing where like if you submit your idea, they'll produce it for you and you'll get paid
That's
for it.
called, hey guys, we're running out of shit. We're tired of paying real
Exactly.
celebrities. So we're going to do what MTV started doing back in the day and just start buying up the cheapest shit we could find.
So I'm just assuming that they were one of them, as terrible as I heard that this movie is doing. And I'm just like, there's no way that you would be like, you could have did this way better. Like, I understand the concept of it, but the way you executed
Why
it was
name
just
it
like,
that?
I ain't getting into that.
Now I don't even want to buy the little oranges that's easy
I
to peel
know,
with
right?
no seeds in them.
I just want to say I want a cutie, but I can't say that no more.
They said that.
They
Man.
got Pizzagated.
Anyway, in the book section of today's digital download, we got the Housewarming by S.E. Lenz. In the music section, we got Jungle Pussy with J.P. Ford. We got Joyner Lucas with Evolution. Dage Loaf with Cell Soul 2. Dave East with Karma 3, the deluxe edition. Tech 9 dropping Fear Exodus. Xavier Omar, If You Real. Ty Dolla $ign with featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Comethazine with Bowski 4. I'm not gonna pretend like I know who were with that. We also got Lil Kewl with LOVE. And I believe that is all for. Oh wait, in the comedy section we got one comedy special coming out.
Fuck that, before we even get there, y'all know what y'all better go get next week. That motherfucking stick, man. I don't give a fuck about all the mother niggas he just named. He just being honest. I mean, there might have been some straight nigga. I really don't give a fuck. We talking about me this goddamn week. That's all we got goddamn okay. But hey, stick man dropped next week. Taco, like what you said, bro. Taco. My own Wendy's, you know what I'm saying?
Taco.
Yeah, R.I.P. Jew World, like stick man. October 31st.
In
Halloween.
case y'all didn't catch that, these are track titles off
of stick man.
the upcoming mixtape.
See, I
Stick
wasn't gonna say all
Man.
that. Them boy got me piped up. That's why I don't bring y'all nowhere. But no, seriously though, Kewl CutLis Stick Man. It's gonna be on all the platforms, just like he just named all them. But
Yeah, all
like I
them.
said,
Yeah.
them boy cold, old girl cold too. But you know what I'm saying? My world right now. My world right now. Stick Man next Saturday. But then we keep going in the comedy section. Live about the comedy.
They're funny too. They're funny too. But when you say old girl, everybody already know you can only mean like it gotta be Dage Low. So you might have went ahead and just said her name because Dage.
Shit, she ain't gonna
She cold with
address me
you.
personally.
She's
so.
You said
When that time
she cut
come-
me no check.
Yeah.
Oh, but in the last
She bad.
section,
What else I'm supposed to say?
that is I think.
I don't make her no money. Nigga
I
ain't
think that's
listening
what
to
I
me
was
like
gonna
that.
say is all.
They gonna bring this up 3 years from now and they be like, you said something about that. Okay. But you didn't even.
But you ain't say nothing bad though.
All I said was she. Yeah, I did. I said she bad. That's all I said.
Nah.
No kidding.
But in the comedy special section of today's digital download, we only got one special coming out on October the 27th. Comedian by the name of Sarah Cooper with Everything's Fine, and that will be dropping on Netflix exclusively.
She's lying.
Isn't everyone when they say that? Before we get into today's nerd news update, just want to remind you guys about we got more Urban Nerd interviews coming up. Don't forget about to check out, if you haven't already, the most played episode of Urban Nerd Weekly history, the Urban Nerd with Mr. Kewl CutLis himself.
Hey, BKC.
So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do so. We also got an interview with a chef by the name of Chef LRL coming up real soon.
Oh yeah.
Who has started up her own culinary business, as well as she still works within the industry. So she's attacking it from both sides. Very interesting interview.
Young Go.
And we actually got to catch her in action too. And y'all got to see me be fat again because I was eating the whole.
What she had with up? What she had with up when she came through?
Bro, she had some scampi. She had some red snapper. She had some roasted She had some roasted chicken with something smothering it, bro. She had a client. She was doing a catering event.
my dog.
So yeah, like matter of fact, when I get it put, I'm gonna send you a copy because I got to show you the footage that I got this food.
Okay.
Man,
I don't want to see it. You know damn well I can't eat meat.
Yeah, we
She
can talk about
had,
food.
but she had some vegan dishes too though because it was for some
like,
Jamaicans
that's
and some
stuck
of
up.
them
Hold
was
on.
vegan. So bye. So make sure y'all check that out. I'm gonna let y'all know when that drops. I'm gonna put the spit shine polish on that thing, make it look real good. Also we got Urban Nerd tributes coming up. We're gonna be paying homage to all of some of our African American brothers and sisters that have had untimely and unjustly death in this so-called country, land of the free, home of the brave. We also got
racism.
We got more Urban Nerd highlights coming out. We just dropped the highlights for season 1. We're going back and showing you guys how we made it all the way to season 7 and a lot of the stuff we done been through.
And the importance of toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yes.
Wait, what? What it is?
If you have a George Foreman. We're going to be dropping season 2 highlights soon. It's going to be on there. But on Nano Kitty Cat's first episode, we had a riveting discussion about some alternative ways to make peanut butter and jelly the delicacy.
The
All
most
I'm
important
saying
part.
is-
I heard
What
of
really
toasted
ties it
peanut butter,
together
like,
is
so what if you like grill that whole like what you talking about grill that bitch?
You can either bow or you could get you a George Foreman
And wow, like a panini,
exactly like a panini.
but peanut butter and jelly.
It's a hood nigga panini. It's a
They
struggle.
just came with some shit. I ain't heard about that. We finna take that shit to PKB, PBJ shit. We gonna see what they talking about. And if it's gas, we gonna credit them. But if it's ass, hey, we gonna step on it. You know we gonna do it.
Hey man, I'm just saying, I put those Uncrustables out of business. My
You leave the
PBJ.
crust on them.
I mean,
yeah.
personally, it really just depends
No,
on if you
man,
eat your regular
I mean,
PB&J with your
You
crust
know,
on.
easy when I put that beat, you got that knife, I can just hit that bit off the shoulders.
Like personally, I like that.
I
I like
mean,
to
if
keep my
you just
crust
wanna
on.
waste food.
I like to keep my crust on, especially
Me too.
with toasted PB&J. You got butter on there.
Yeah, 'cause you know I had them jits.
That
my
turned the
jits
crust
and
into
shit.
gold. I mean,
It's just like
personally,
that hint of saltiness from the butter mixed with
mixed
that
with the
sweet
peanut butter,
and
and then
the
it hit
sweet
the
jelly.
smack the jelly. Yes.
Man, you know,
Oh,
I
good Lord.
told you, bro. You already know.
It's the most beautiful thing.
I
that
think
you
I'm gonna slide
possibly-
to the pizza joint for real.
What pizza bar?
Nah, it's a spot. I don't know if I want to shout them out like that. They might not show me. Nah, they might show me some love up in the slide to the goddamn pizza spot called Nightlife. They be open late night like that. They got some mustard honey lemon pepper. Not honey lemon pepper. I'm fucked up, but hot lemon pepper. Hot lemon pepper. They got
Oh, yes.
hot. Cause they ain't the same thing. I do got a spot though. I do
Now,
got
when
a
you say
spot.
hot lemon pepper, do you mean wet, hot, and what wet lemon pepper, or hot with lemon pepper sprinkles?
They got hot with lemon pepper sprinkles.
Okay, because those are like
Those
Now,
are
I
two
don't
different
I don't like that hot sauce with lemon pepper shit on it. I don't know what that is. Where it just tastes like hot. I like when they have a nice hot lemon pepper sauce. I don't like the shit where it's just like
hot wings with lemon pepper sprinkled.
yeah. Like it depends though. Like, but it got. I really like them to have like. Basically, I don't want the hot lemon pepper that tastes like the hot and then just lemon pepper thrown in it. I want that to taste like a whole new.
You
wing.
want it to be its own sauce.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Everybody, it's different strokes for different.
But I do like the
because
lemon
I
pepper
personally, I like the hottest sauce they can find on my
with the lemon pepper.
with the lemon pepper sprinkled on. But I want them to sprinkle it on there while it's like
Lemon
fresh
pepper
out.
is fine
like
while
while
it's
it's
by
itself.
So you know what I'm saying?
We on the same thing.
Yeah.
But I do got a spot that got hot honey lemon pepper. And that might be one of the best flavors I done had in my wing connoisseurship coming through life. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a wing connoisseur, but my place family.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. We knew you had to be after like telling us about your hometown on the last interview, and then telling us how much you've been enjoying that. You pretty much gotta love wings.
Yeah.
'Cause it's everywhere.
Up here, yeah.
Wings is at the gas station
Here. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Hot chicken sandwich.
Like
You know what
could
I'm saying?
get.
Gas station.
You
And
know
they gonna
what
bust down. And they gonna bust down. And they gonna bust down.
Every single time.
Right.
So, but yeah, so we got off on a tangent, but as we normally do on Urban Nerd Weekly.
Like people talking about chicken wings, it's okay.
And I love wing. I can talk wing every day of the week. Like, I'm telling you. Like, if you got a spot, they got busting wing, follow me and comment under my spot. I'm going to make a little post later on in this week. Be like, if you got the wing spot, fuck with me. Let me know where they at. Because I like them.
But yeah, though, so before we get into the nerd news update, we also wanted to remind everybody about Kitty's Corner, Nano Kitty Cat's very own solo video series on the Urban Nerd Weekly Facebook page. Gonna be banging and slanging all over these digital streets.
Yeah, I've been slacking on my pimping when it come down to my show, but
excuses.
I've been going through a lot of stuff. Give me a break.
Got my car no more, y'all. Lucy gone and I love Lucy. They took her face off.
They busted her lips, bro.
I feel that.
I know you, man. Yeah, we been going through it, y'all. Real talk. I know y'all noticed we was gone for like a whole season worth of time. It's a change. Like 2020 almost over with, and we trying to crawl out in survival. I'm just staying in the house. I don't know about y'all. It's crazy out here.
The household I live in is so freaking chaotic. Like, I can't even have a moment just to breathe to myself. Like, aside from having a toddler that's school age now, and like, I have to take care of my mother because she's disabled, and like, let's say that she's not the nicest person in the world. So yeah, I have to deal with her and her attitude because, you know, happy mom, happy life, right? And if something goes wrong, then she flips the entire house upside down. Even if it's the tiniest thing. So I've just been having to like deal with personal family issues with her, and
so as you guys can
I've been dying.
Nano Kitty Cat's energy naturally attracts a lot of crazy shit into her life, and sometimes she catches that shit on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so make sure you guys check out every single installment of Kitty's Corner, because I mean, literally, the first one we saw last year, there was a car getting dragged by another car. It had finished being on fire already, but you could tell it had previously been, and it was sparking, like shooting sparks, because it was being dragged on the ground.
Yeah.
Like when I say a car was carrying it was like a tow or, you know, a friend helping out another friend.
It was a moving
I thought it was
truck.
a bomb at first.
Oh my god.
I just hear this loud ass
and this was
scratching
before
on the freaking
2020, so
expressway.
just imagine how Kitty's Corner and Kitty's Adventures is gonna be this year. This year is gonna be real crazy. But before we end up talking you guys' heads off too much, we're gonna go ahead and slide on into today's nerd news update. First topic on today's nerd news update: all three Spider-Mans. I don't know if you guys have heard the announcement about Spider-Man, as in Tobey Maguire, the shit, I forgot his name, Garfield. Fuck. All right, the dude from Facebook,
all the niggas
and the new dude. All three Spider-Mans, they're about to be. There's a strong possibility all three of them about to be in the same movie. The Spider-Verse is about to be live action instead of the cartoon, which opens also up the possibility of Miles Morales live action being up in there, which I still think it's fucked up that the Black Spider-Man only gets to have movies where they got like 5 other Spider-Man in it. But whatever. I vented about that last season already. I'm just glad they did it, even though, you know, originally they was supposed to have a Miles Morales movie
I'll check it out.
Starring Childish Gambino was supposed to be the original movie that came out with it.
If the plot hard, I'll check it out.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna go see it. I'm just saying with the blackness stuff. But yeah, it's probably gonna be the 5-1 just because it's gonna be the only movie that everybody who argues about who had the best Spider-Man at this point. Okay, all three of them in the same movie. Everybody got put up or shut up and decide on their own. You know what I'm saying? Now we got proof of which one really is the best one. Right. I still fuck with Tobey. That was my favorite.
Oh yeah, he most emotional.
Like he seemed to embody Peter Parker and Spider-Man and the like transition into being a superhero the best out of everybody. Facts. The only thing they could really take from that movie as a whole was like he was kind of at the tail end of high school, so like all the shit that happened with him being Spider-Man kind of like
kind of happen real fast as far as the teenage years when we know it's like a whole.
Yeah, he was more of an older Spider-Man.
Like he was already getting ready to be.
Yeah, he got out of school. He was working for the
Yeah.
people and shit by the time he got old. He was an older Spider-Man. He wasn't
Right.
the other two younger.
Right. Plus, not to mention, I've always liked that because, like, people don't know there's a difference between Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man. And I like regular Spider-Man because his web shoots out of his wrist like a real fucking spider.
Yeah, like a real mutant.
Right. But with the Amazing
shoots webs
Shut
out of
up.
its
Shut
butt.
up. You know
Not
what I
a
mean.
real spider.
Yeah, okay.
Like a real mutant. I got it.
Yeah.
A mutant.
Thank you. Cause the Amazing Spider-Man gotta have them fucking capsules.
So he shouldn't have spiders.
But he do everything else though.
I mean, yeah, but that capsule shit is real inconvenient, bro. Cause he run out every single time he gotta fight somebody for more than 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That mean he can't web sling no more. Then he gotta fight y'all on a rooftop.
That
And
is
he
kinda whack.
about to get ready to die and shit. Cause you know, as much as I do love Spider-Man, cause he will talk shit to the end.
Right.
It's like, bruh, every time you end up getting your ass molly whopped before you finally get him good. So yeah, but that's just personal.
You don't feel
preference and
very
shit.
well, Mr. Stark.
But yeah, so that is that little piece of nerd news. Another piece of interesting nerd news is Sirius XM has bought Stitcher and Pandora. So in the coming weeks, you will also be able to catch Urban Nerd Weekly on Pandora. As you know, we are one of Stitcher's shows, and we've been actually a part of Stitcher since the beginning of Urban Nerd Weekly. So yeah, big shouts out to all of them. Even though, like, because I love it, that because we ain't got to work for them yet, they kind of working for us, which I think is how you pimp the system.
So
make our
let's
money.
get us a crazy topic before I get up out of here.
But yeah, so next up on the docket, we have what do we got next, man?
Give me something crazy.
People being spammed with voters' mail. Like, I've noticed something over the past few years, like, as far as, like, voting is concerned. Nowadays, we're getting way more mail about voting now than ever because it really matters now more than ever. We got two evil people running for president again. We got Joe Biden and we got Donald Trump. We got the lesser of two evils.
It's so sad that I just called him Barack's homeboy in my head. Like, for real, I be like, that retarded nigga and Barack homeboy. Like, Trump, bruh, I really be trying not to talk about bruh on the show, but it's like...
Yeah, I ain't getting into that.
I'm like...
I mean, you don't have to state your
how did
opinion,
we get
your
here?
politics.
America?
Man, I ain't doing no politics.
Like, how did we get here?
Have you been getting a lot of mail? Like, basically saying you should vote?
I've been getting a ton of voter mail.
Like, has it been more than it has been, like, in the recent time?
Yeah, I even got a mail saying you didn't. I even got a mail. I even got something in the mail saying you didn't vote in the general election last time.
Like, come on. Like, they basically like, come on, bruh. Like, but they be hitting me with mail at more than one address. I be getting text messages. They be calling me, and they call me
like, we're in crisis
at regular
right now.
looking numbers. Yeah, because everybody got that little block on their phone there that just keep unfamiliar numbers restricted.
They use emergency presidential alerts just to say vote. Just like, remember when they started to use the presidential alerts just to tell you just to stay in the house? Now they're trying to get it for you. Okay, go out, go vote,
3 days
or
where
wear a
they
mask.
was fighting downtown.
And they was trying to get people just to stay in the house by having the little text message alerts. Yeah, like America's in crisis right now, to be honest with you, and they're really trying to get as many people just to vote for whoever the fuck is not Donald Trump right now.
Before I get up out of here, I gotta let y'all know Stick Man coming out next week, October 31st, Kewl CutLis. Them Lakers won that chip, and the Warriors coming back next year. I just want y'all to know that before I get up out of here. I want to stay a little bit longer, but I gotta get up out of here today. So I will be back for the season end. And now y'all gonna see me again, like you said, there's one CutLis, one CutLis. And yeah, like they said, go vote, because I will be voting as well. I ain't gonna speak too much politics, but I do be politicking. Y'all fuck with me.
Alright guys, just want to give another quick thanks to Kewl CutLis for stopping by today for today's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. Make sure you guys check him out on social media like he said. We're gonna keep the show right on rolling. Another thing that happened while the show was on our little summer vacation was that rapper Tory Lanez has allegedly shot Megan Thee Stallion in both of her feet. What the hell is 2020 got going on? I mean, Jesus. Another crazy thing that's happened is, you guys remember the whole Quibi? You remember Quibi?
No.
Yeah, it's that app that allows you to watch like a bunch of like TV shows and stuff like that. For supposed to be, I guess it was like.
Oh, it's kind of like the many other TV streaming shows.
Yeah, but they had like a really strong advertising campaign, and then suddenly, the other day they're calling it quits after only 6 months in business. They're calling it quits already. Like Quibi is quitting.
Pussies.
Yeah. And other internet news, Twitter, Facebook, and Google are currently under fire after basically shadow banning this news story about the New York Times about Hunter Biden that seemed very questionable on their platforms. Like Twitter and Facebook kind of caught the heat first, and then now they're calling for Google to be broken up because they're participating allegedly in helping suppress this story is the word that they're using.
I mean, Google, I'm pretty sure, suppresses a lot of stories, so...
You figure?
Yeah, I mean... There's a lot of shit that, like, you can't look up anywhere on the internet at all, and a lot of people remember that shit, and it's just like, some people believe that it's the Mandela effect, but some people is just like, nah, bruh. They swear for God that shit happened, but you can't find any traces of it. For example, do you remember in the beginning of Tinkerbell, when she flies out, she hits her wand just to get it to work because it wasn't working before she...
Yeah, she taps it a couple times in the palm
It
of
never
her hand.
happened.
What?
It never happened.
No, like we just both remembered that shit.
Look it up. It never happened.
I feel like you trying to do some mind control shit on me right now.
If we were still recording, I would love for this just to be recorded. But if you look it up, it's a whole thing that if you... Tinkerbell did not hit her wand.
That is insane. Alright, so... I have such a hard time believing that. Like, I remember vividly, like, no. How do we both remember that then?
It's one of the things that everybody remembers, but apparently it didn't happen.
So okay, yeah, because that's the whole Mandela effect, because a lot of people thought the same thing. But I don't, like, I'm just... You don't understand, like, cause I just
look it up. You're looking it up.
No, I'm doing something else. But I'm just kind of stuck because after the Mandela effect thing, I don't be expecting to hear about some shit that I was just so sure about. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it's crazy how a lot of shit get taken down and, like, you still able just to find traces of it, you know? But, like, this is something that I don't think we could find from what I hear.
Like, seriously, though. What is that? Is this the thing? Are you showing me it right now?
Yeah.
This is crazy shit, alright?
We're recording right now, but we're also going live right now so you can see it. So if you guys see a random live and then hear this, just know that these two are linked. She did not hit her wand, but everybody remembers her hitting that wand because it didn't work.
Are we just not gonna accept the fact that there's possibly a version in which She does tap the one on her hand.
Find it. That's the thing. Finding it. There's nothing. Like, you keep looking it up. You keep finding this same thing of Tinkerbell. Just like, it's the matter of finding it. If somebody can find where Tinkerbell came out, hit her wand, and then just... Because I remember laughing at something like that. But even though I haven't seen Tinkerbell, I remember seeing, like, that intro. Because my aunt, she used to love Tinkerbell. She still do. She is obsessed with Tinkerbell. She even got my daughter a Tinkerbell chair.
I think mentally I'm not ready to accept that one. If you guys are if you guys are on the face, this is weird because this is a recorded episode, like Nano Kitty Cat said. However, we are currently going live on Facebook right now, so shouts out to anybody that's checking us out on live right now. We coming in middle of the episode. We were trying to do a whole other thing, which is technical difficulties happening. We actually had a in-studio guest today by the name of Kewl CutLis, and we do have the footage of that. That's going to be coming to you guys sometime around tomorrow when the whole episode drops. But appreciate you guys for tuning in live as you are. That old kitty cat is over here participating in pure tomfoolery.
See, is this the Tinkerbell again? It's the Tinkerbell.
Right.
It's playing. You guys are over there, but this is all the way over here.
Yeah, because she's got a speaker and a tiger. It's a longer story.
You can't be snitching. Fucking snitches get stitches.
What? It's not like I'm going to show the tiger.
She didn't do it. It didn't happen.
What? Did you Google the version where she taps the one?
Yes, it just say never existed.
It does not say those words.
It says something along the lines of never existed.
Seriously? Tinkerbell doing her one thing never existed. There are so many other, and this was from last year, so they've been thinking about this for a while.
It's been cooking on the brain noodle for a good little minute.
Double Mandela effect. Wow. Anyway, rolling right along with the show. What else we got on today's nerd news update docket?
Well, as we all know, Chadwick Boseman decided that he wanted to just be like, alright, I'ma head out because the cancer just like too much for me, dog.
So yeah, that's another thing that happened. That was really sad, man. Big shouts out to Chadwick Boseman, aka the only Black Panther that we'll ever care about ever again.
He was adorable.
I mean, he was great at the role, and he played a lot of iconic roles, and then just to find out, I mean, I know we're like super late on this, but like just to find out he was battling cancer the entire time.
It's just, I feel extra bad, because I already felt bad for him. Basically, like, after Black Panther came out, everybody just made him do this thing in public, and you can look at his face and tell that he was tired of Black Panther and Black Panther accessories and being forced to do the pose in public just like every day, just Wakanda forever, Wakanda forever. I bet he had nightmares about Wakanda.
I hope that somebody who was battling stage 4 cancer gave a fuck about some other shit besides being afraid of Wakanda.
I'd hope so, but that seems like a nightmare to me. But who's gonna replace him though? That's the question. They came out and said that Letitia Wright, I think that's her name, will replace Chadwick Boseman and Black Panther 2. If I'm not mistaken, that's his sister Shuri.
She played the younger sister of Black Panther in the movie.
She's a badass.
And not to mention, further down the line of the story of Black Panther, she does at some point take the mantle. So they could just work the story in that way, and I think that'll be effective. And if we do, like, I'm pretty sure they'll do something real nice to pay homage to Chadwick Boseman. They probably got footage of him already having started filming Black Panther 2, so they'll probably interlace some of that stuff in and some unused footage from maybe the first movie to kind of, have it to where he's kind of like a spirit guide for or something like that.
Yeah, but reusing footage isn't always like the best tactics when it comes down to making movies.
Not
like,
reusing
not too many
scene footage. I mean, like shit they didn't use that they didn't use for the movie already.
Yeah, like if there's something about it that they just like didn't want to use or just absolutely couldn't use, then that's a different thing. But I could see that could actually work out. I'm not completely against it. I will go out to see it. When it do come out, I guess. I'll definitely pay my homage.
Right.
Because I still wanted to smash.
In other nerd news, see where your mind's at. In other nerd news, big pharma company, Purdue Pharma, has recently pled guilty to the $8 billion lawsuit that was presented against them for their responsibility and their role in the American opioid, or actually the global opioid crisis, as they've allegedly, or I guess it's pled guilty, they are saying somewhat they are responsible for the massive addiction to opioid and, opioid.
What the hell did they do?
Well, they're a drug company. They make stuff like Oxycontin and...
they make good shit.
Pretty much. And, they're all opium-based drugs and opium...
They've been selling it to the cartel.
I ain't gonna say you're wrong about that. But yeah, so in an $8 billion lawsuit, they have pled guilty to that. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see, like, are we gonna see a bunch of commercials saying, are you and your family affected by addiction to opioids? Please call this number.
Have you and your family, you or your loved one, been exposed to opioids?
Right.
You and your family may be entitled to compensation.
And then they're gonna have some real fast talking at the end. If you've ever used crystal meth or crack cocaine, you are not eligible for this lawsuit, please.
If you've been raped by a priest, you are not eligible.
And you will be subject to a drug analysis and psychological examination. What else we got on the docket for the nerd news?
Let's have a quick R.I.P. to all these black excellent people who have lost their lives. Of course, we talked about Kobe Bryant earlier, but we wants to bring back R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. He died and his daughter. Unfortunately, I can't remember her name. Don't attack me for it, but just know I'm not really into basketball like that. But R.I.P. I send my condolences to you. And also, we're going to send out an R.I.P. to Anthony Chisholm, who passed away this October. He was 77 at the time. John Lewis passed away at the age of 80. He died back in July.
That was sad, man. Like, if you was up in Atlanta, the city stood still for a moment to recognize the passing of the legendary civil rights activist John Lewis. Man, I was fucked up. I mean, he was getting up there in age, and now he gone on to glory, to the upper room.
Rest in power, King.
Right now, he actually gets to kick it with Chadwick Boseman and.
He get to kick it with Michael Jackson. I'm jealous.
Right. He got Black Panther and the Black Mamba. You died that year. Oh, y'all got y'all own VIP suite in the club in heaven. Too. Huh?
Stan Lee, Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown. All of them up there kicking shit, man. It's a party in heaven.
I'm not judgmental or nothing, but you think Bobby Brown think he made it?
He gotta keep it interesting up there some type of way. Come on, man. Even God get bored up there. He try to add a little salt to some sugar. Come on, man.
Oh my God.
He gotta keep it interesting. I know Hitler ain't up there. We ain't fucking wouldn't mention that. Hitler is not in heaven. Hitler is not in heaven.
So amongst all of the things that Donald Trump has done in the hiatus of Urban Nerd Weekly, we're gonna hit on some of the keynotes here. He had the Rona, caught it, lied about it, and debated with the Rona. So he was talking shit. His shit talking was literally contagious.
Ew.
Then he also lied about being tested. Damn. Like,
and y'all still support him. Like, there's some people like that still support him, that still think that he's gonna make America great again.
Right.
No, America was never great on stolen land.
He chose to, on a debate of more than 40 million people watching, the United States of America's president could not denounce white supremacy.
Absolutely not.
Like,
I bet if you even confront this man about the child, actually, I think they did confront him about it. The freaking child abuse and the child sex abuse.
Oh, with the whole Epstein's log thing.
He won't even mention anything about that.
Of course not.
It's just like, we know what the fuck is up, but it's just
but
like,
I mean,
how
he's
is
not gonna. No one's gonna put pressure on him to say anything about it. Have you seen the names on that list?
Yeah, Epstein didn't kill himself.
We know. But I'm saying, the people whose names on that list, if they start bringing up why his name's on the list, then they're going to have to find out why everyone's name's on the list.
Everybody's on the list.
Everybody's name is on that list.
Everybody.
So,
everybody. I wonder how many times Jay-Z's name is on that list. Ooh.
3, I think.
Maybe 3.5.
I don't know. I think. I'm trying to remember because I read the list.
You
like,
read the list.
Yeah.
The list.
Barack Obama's name's on there one time.
Of course, it's just one time. He's just like,
Vanilla,
I don't know.
Vanilla Ice's name's on there. But, like, I mean, it's a lot of, like, stand-up guys' name on there, too. Like, Denzel's name on there one time. Well, I said that, like, Barack wasn't what I consider Barack a pretty stand-up guy. I mean, but they got chicks' names on the list too. So what? I mean, like, you know,
I bet they got Oprah and Ellen on the list, don't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, because here's the thing: it's tied in with an airline too. So some of them people just was on a plane going somewhere one day, and because of that, now their name is on the list also.
You on the list? You
Yeah.
on the list.
Like, that is where it's at with, as far as the list goes now. So, but yeah, and also Trump is also stalling on a second stimulus check. Like, we supposed to
He been stalling on that motherfucking check.
Yeah, but I mean, you already got to know.
Get your money. See, this is the reason why people should be protesting, not over some funky ass CNN center, bro. Not over some little funky ass Target.
Right.
Y'all need to go to these federal buildings, to the White House, to these big places that's actually holding your money. Go to the not FBI, but the IRS. Go sit outside their place. That's where they hold your motherfucking money at.
Right on. So
I'm not conspiring against the government or anything like that. I just want to say that since I've said that I'm not organizing anything, whoever does that, that's on their own free will. This is not because I told them to do it, because I'm not going to go out there and do that shit either. So don't come after me. Don't arrest me for this shit. That's because people don't know what to listen to and not what to listen to, because they dumb as fuck.
So, yeah, don't ever forget, we are also exercising our right to free speech.
Exactly.
That's
Plead the fifth.
one of those amendments said. I can't remember which one. It's been a while since I was in school. But yeah. So last up on today's nerd news update docket is Elon Musk naming his child. This is X.
01001011010.
Like, for all of those checking us out on Urban Nerd Weekly Live right now, this is his name. Wait, where is it? There it goes. What is that? That's like some type of mathematical equation, right?
Man, that's some type of code. That's something I don't freaking know, but if that's the secret launch code to Elon Musk's super jet, I'm on that motherfucker. Because as soon as he make his own little extra planet to go live on, my ass is hauling my happy-go-lucky ass onto that ship. I'm not finna be left down here like we in Elysium.
So, and speaking of politically related topics, I just can't go without today's episode without mentioning, because this was going to be the last, the Elon Musk thing was going to be the last thing we talk about, but I can't forget about Kamala Harris and her "Get Your Booty to the Pole" advertised. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
Yes, there was a whole commercial with some strippers in it. They was dancing with the red, white, and blue on. And there was a song. Somebody wrote this song for this commercial called "Get Your Booty to the Pole." Get your booty to the pole. Get your booty to the pole.
I'm good, love, and joy.
So if you guys haven't checked out "Get Your Booty to the Pole," make sure y'all do that. But I just
don't forget to get your booty to the pole now.
But I slick felt like it was on some cooning shit. Like that was some old. Like, come on, man. Like y'all could have found a better way to appeal to folks than that. But yeah, so we're gonna slide on over into today's topic, but not before we give some big shouts out to some of the friends of the show. That being excuse me.
Did you die?
A little bit. Like I had trouble.
You had trouble existing for a second.
Right, I had to remember how to breathe. But yeah, so big shouts out to 25 the Gate. Huge shouts out to Project South, as well as Creative Customs and Sweet Case Cakery. We also want to give one more shout out to Podcast City Network. Shouts out to the Chris Carnage Show, Chris Carnage, Everett Lee, as well as Final Score. Big shouts out to Black Belt Radio Network as well. That is the network that we're a part of, also under Project South. So big shouts out to those guys. Today's topic, very popular topic lately amongst the common census of America, which is virtual learning. Like how I'm because my child is nowhere near going to school yet, so I don't have to worry about the whole virtual learning thing. But how because at first when we were going to talk about this topic, school hadn't started yet, so we didn't know how it was going to go. But now we've had
personally,
time.
I still don't understand how it go because I haven't really put my kid in that virtual learning, because I hear so much about how the educational system is changing, and it's just they're really starting to erase history. And it's just a lot of things that's happened, is getting revamped even more now than ever. And it's just over time, they're slowly but surely trying to weed out all of the history that really made America America. And it's just I understand that, throughout time, you can't keep track of everything. For example, in history class, we may talk about the things that happened in the olden days, figure out the creations of China and things like that, but a lot of those is about to be weeded out more and more because we have so many different things that we need to talk about, especially given that we have a current pandemic. Because before this there was MERS, SARS, and there was SARS. SARS.
That's what old people get when you don't turn them when they lay in bed too long.
Those are bed sores, yeah, so what? But you're thinking about leprosy too.
Nah.
The skin falling off with sores.
Nah, I wasn't calling it a disease. I was saying sores is just a thing you get. From an injury or almost injury or,
from existing and being a human.
Yeah.
Well, not just being a human, but for existing.
When you live and don't move, you get sores.
Well, plants.
When you move too much around the globe, that's how you get SARS.
You gotta be careful saying globe because there's some flat earthers out there. If you're a flat earther listening, then the earth is still not flat.
I wonder, do we have any flat earther Urban Nerd Weekly listeners? If you like Urban Nerd Weekly and you're a flat earther, please message us. We want
to know, how did you figure us out? How did you find us?
What I really want to know is, I want to know what got you into being a flat earther. But that's a whole... We should do an episode about that, though.
I mean, I'm willing just to listen to both sides of the arguments without having a biased unjust towards it, but it's at the same time, based off the scientific facts that have been presented before me, it seems more reasonable just to say that we're not in a dome, nor do we have an ice wall. I mean, I will say that America did fake the moon landing, but... That's another thing. I
kind of believe that too, though.
Because in the history books, the flag look like it's moving. There's no wind in space.
I know what you meant when you said history books.
Well, you know,
there ain't no videos in history
there's
in the archival footage.
not books, but the clips that they show in the freaking
I mean, because you know that was broadcast around the world that day.
Yeah,
they was watching that live,
right? As if that was actually real.
right?
So really real.
But that's always been the controversy. The flag is waving. There's no air or wind in space. So,
I mean, that's just.
but see, stuff like that is like conversations that kids should have with one another at school. I don't feel like the virtual learning thing allows for that, because once too many people start talking
most definitely,
on the screen, you can't even hear, and then people could get muted, and it's like, oh, you know, and then like what?
It's
like
really,
my thing is what? Because I know some people work from home, so for them the virtual learning thing is probably really convenient. But for the people who have like, you know, brick and mortar jobs to go to every day, like that's gotta be a real bum sack to have to get your kids ready
around the.
You got to get up and get your kids ready to go to the living room.
But there's a kid who had posted a picture of when school did start back. They posted a picture of how crowded the hallways is.
That one in Paulding County?
I think so. Yeah.
You know they suspended that kid.
They did.
Of
course they did.
And she was on the news like, yep, I posted the picture. I don't care. I think everyone should get to hear, and I mean, should get to see what it is like here. No one has masks on. There's no social distancing and all that stuff. And because I remember that, man.
It's just crazy. Just like you can't send these kids to school. You can't have them just doing online things because you really can't get that quality hands-on learning.
At the time that they have to be in online school, you're not at home to like make sure your kids are, you know, doing what they're supposed to. Like you can't. That's a lot of responsibility to lay on a kid to sit at home and actually do their school and homework when there's no physical. And if you have a kid
that's not old enough just to sit at home by themselves, it's just like it really like takes a toll, because a lot of jobs aren't willing just to be flexible with their hours. They're just like, okay, these are our hours, take it or leave it. And you are trying your best just to get your kid, you know, through school, but school is out for a lot of kids, and you really don't want to push them back into the mix, because you know you don't want to get sick, because you're already going out risking your life doing the shitty job that's paying you minimum wage, no hazard pay.
Right.
Once again, where's the hazard pay? We're working in hazardous conditions.
It should be getting hazard pay at every job at this point.
Exactly, especially the mail workers and people that shipping these packages from other people's houses.
I mean, that's another thing that's happened since the Urban Nerd Weekly hiatus as well. Over 19,000 Amazon workers have tested positive for COVID-19. And of course, I mean, think about it. This is one of the most popular jobs during the pandemic. And why wouldn't there be that many cases? I mean, inevitably it was going to be some point where it came out like, yeah, because some of them people, of course, you know, it's just like any other job. You get sick and you want to call in, but no one's believing you sick. They think you just want to stay at home, so they want you to come to work anyway.
And COVID is destroying the prisons right now because, like,
they
thought it was a good idea just to start coughing on everybody so they can go to, like, the main hospital and see if they can escape. But nah, they just letting them stay in there and just rot. Like, there was an inmate who
or worse, they're letting out folks. Like, I want all of my hip-hop loving Urban Nerd Weekly fans to understand Donald Trump is the reason Tekashi 6ix9ine is free. You can thank him for that.
Oh gosh, I'd rather not thank Donald Trump for anything.
Because you know Tekashi is one of the most
rainbowists.
He's definitely a very polarizing figure in hip-hop right now. Very universally panned amongst definitely the hardcore gangster rappers. Like, you can't be associated with this
He's the example of every color of the light spectrum.
Right. But if it wasn't for Donald Trump, Tekashi 6ix9ine would still be in jail. Y'all would still get to be celebrating and being out happy because the snitch went down. But yeah, and you know...
Try white!
And now your kids can sit at home and spend more time learning about that instead of what they're supposed to be doing at school, because everything is right next to the same news stories that we're talking about.
And then you can scold them for looking at that picture of Cardi B's nipples.
It was not a nip slip. I don't know if she had new boobs or what, because those nipples didn't look the same as all that other leaked, celebrity footage she had when she first came out. But yeah, so... lots happened But we're back. We're back with Avengers, guys. We're finally back.
We didn't die.
Right.
Well, we died a little bit.
And season 7 gonna be coming strong. You know what I'm saying? We probably gonna hit y'all with a couple of episodes in a row because we ain't been, we ain't been out here like that. So we'll be, what I'm saying? We'll be hitting y'all guys upside the head with all new content.
Upside your head.
But for right about now, man, that is all we have for today's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. Today's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. That's all we have for today's and this week's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly, guys. Thank you for tuning in and nerding out with us once again. My name is Spayce.
And I'm Kitty.
And I was here, but now I'm
reaching just to push the button. Push the button.
Alright, man. Appreciate you for joining us
today,
bro.
I appreciate it. I'm sorry I gotta get out of here so early, but
it's all good, man. We'll make sure we see you. Would definitely be seeing you.
Shoulder to shoulder. I respect it. I gotta slide at that camera view. Y'all guys ready? We gotta go get us something to eat. I don't got nothing starving.
What's happening, guys? It's your boy Spayce here, man. If you guys have been listening for this long into the episode, thank you so much. I salute you. You are a true urban nerd, and you really tuning in and nerding out with us, man. And show my appreciation for you guys listening this far into the episode. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of bonus content here. Originally season 7 was slated to start around August, like the beginning of August, which is like my birthday. So normally that's when the next season would have started, but we skipped the whole season on you guys because a lot of bullshit been going on, like Nano Kitty Cat said earlier. But we did manage to record some really good discussion material that if you're a true urban nerd, you'll probably want to hear. So here is the bonus content of the of episode 1 of season 7 of Urban Nerd Weekly update, in which Nano Kitty Cat does join me for, and then after that, of course, we're gonna do today's topic. But first things first, let's go ahead and hit up nerd. And what's crazy is I actually have some more shit to add to today's nerd news update now that a couple of days have passed, because as of the this morning, well, actually, I don't even know if it was this morning, a couple of days ago. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was lit as shit this week for my birthday, so I don't even know when half of this shit actually happened. I just know while I was faded, I wrote down what I wanted to talk about for you guys, and I don't be knowing when the hell I wrote it. But I do know an amazing stand-up comedian by the name of Tyler Craig has passed away recently. And I just like to pay homage to Tyler Craig, because he was a hilarious fucking comedian, and I'm just loving the fact that he taught me so much, and then right now all I can say is sending out to his family some condolences. Because I know he was a family man. He was someone that talked about how he fed his family by doing stand-up comedy. It's an amazing thing to be able to do that. To feed your family with your art is the aspiration of almost every artist in the world. And he was able to do that. And not to mention, he was great. If you don't know who Tyler Craig is, he was a BET Comic View vet. If I'm not mistaken, he did Def Comedy Jam once or twice. He was a big favorite in the black comedy circuit. He was dreads, gap tooth, dark skinned dude. Like, he was really hilarious, man. Like, and his tagline was "Moral of the story is," like, if you're like me and you're one of those kids that stayed up late and up watching Comic View when you weren't supposed to, if you ever seen a comedian with really long dreadlocks that says some shit like "Moral of the story is," that's Tyler Craig. He's fucking hilarious. So I'm actually just a couple of seconds, not forever, but a moment of silence for rest in peace for a hilarious comedian and someone who seemed like a really great guy, Tyler Craig. Alright, guys, so now we're going to get back into the rest of today's nerd news update.
And I know a lot of shit is going on right now that I'm not talking about in today's Nerd News Update. But like I said, me and Nano Kitty Cat recorded this like a couple days ago, so I gotta let you guys hear it. Like I said, all week we doing Urban Nerd Week. So it like this week, Urban Nerd Weekly is actually Urban Nerd Daily. For 1 week and 1 week only, every single day I'm dropping episodes on you guys. So I'm hoping y'all loving this, man. We're gonna get right on to today's Nerd News Update, and then after that we're gonna talk about our sponsors. Alright, you guys, so for the first Nerd News update for this season of Urban Nerd Weekly, you got to know, the first thing we got to talk about is this entanglement business. Now,
which is some bullshit to me.
Now, unless you just completely been, out of the loop on the last couple of weeks of social media, one of the bigger stories is the revelation that, okay, so first let me put it in order. A couple weeks ago, R&B singer August Alsina dropped a couple hits about 6-7 years ago, resurfaced with multicolored hair in an interview looking as crazy as one of R. Kelly's alleged victims.
God damn, you think they did that to him? That would probably explain the rainbows in his hair.
He had whole ass spectrums in
light skin
in his follicle. Okay, first of all, August Alsina is like my complexion. That's not light skin.
It's light skin too much.
First of all, you are very close to my complexion. So if I'm light skinned, you light as fuck.
I'm not light skinned.
Excuse me.
Could have been better than that.
Out of 1 out of 5, what do you give it?
2.5.
Fuck. I gotta drink more Red Bull in my life. Anyway.
You need to drink more water in your life. Stop drinking as much bull piss.
First of all,
fact check.
We've already done that, and it's not bull piss or semen. I don't know why everybody thinks there's bull semen in Red Bull. You really think people would be like, oh yeah, to some bull skeet, bruh?
Bruh, there is a whole entire business making canes out of bull penises.
Well, first of all,
they use the balls and stuff for meals.
Right. In countries where they eat shit like that, though.
In America.
In the parts of America where they eat shit like that, though.
Hey, you wouldn't know until you end up going to your neighbor's house and end up seeing some testicles right fucking there.
I wouldn't stand 10 toes on this argument unless I already Googled the ingredients of Red Bull. And none of them, like, you know how they try to trick you with the terminology on the back of the can, like trick to come with some side and shit, and then you find out like, oh fuck, that's formaldehyde. Why the fuck is that in my shit? I looked up all that shit. None of them was code for bull skeet.
There's dihydrogen monoxide in the water.
Okay, first of all, if you're a listener of this show and you fall for that,
you're retarded as fuck and don't need to be listening to Urban Nerd Weekly.
I'm gonna be slightly disappointed in you. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. August Alsina came out and had this huge revelation that a while back he and a famed actress and wife of Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, had a brief love affair. In which he declared
they had a relationship behind Will's back, under Will's roof, from what I heard.
Well, that's the thing. First, like, okay, so now you're getting ahead of the story. Because first of all, in his interview, when he said the shit, looking all crazy, he was like, we had a whole thing going on and Will knew about it. He gave me his blessing. And, like most people, I personally was like, oh, fuck, he off his meds. Cause he been through some shit. We all know August Alsina has been through some shit with his mom, and then she passed, and then he's bipolar. Like we all know that, and not like Kanye bipolar where he has like illusions of grandeur, like sad goth white girl bipolar where he like might kill himself or some crazy shit like that. Like,
I'm not white, but you don't need to attack me like that.
Jeez. You know what I mean?
You know I have mommy issues.
Right, but you also come from poverty. I mean, like, entitled white bitch issues. Like, you shouldn't have them, but you still do.
I mean, I have an entitled bitch issue whenever I go in the kitchen. It's a bunch of food and ain't nothing to eat.
Okay. Well, subsequently, the internet was like, oh shit, this nigga's crazy. He talking about he done fucked with Jada Pinkett. And then, a couple of days later, Will and Jada do a very special episode of Red Table Talks, in which
she embarrassed him
and admits, oh, this shit is true. And then we find out it's sort of true. Because during the episode of Red Table Talks, and if you guys don't know what Red Table Talks is, just a small little background here, Will and Jada, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have decided to open up their family's Red Table and one episode Red Couch, in which they have deep discussions about life and family, into a web series on the internet, chiefly on Facebook, but can of course be found everywhere else, just like everything fucking popular is available everywhere else, no matter what, if you want it to be or not. And real, like, you know, I'm trying to be real good, but real nigga discussions be being had on the show. They even invited Snoop on when he called Gail a funky dog head bitch, even though she totally earned that shit. But yeah, so that's what Red Table Talks is. So of course, you know what I'm saying, with they having this with this debacle going on with their family, the first place they go is the Red Table Talks, have a conversation about it, hash it all out, and it comes to find out Jada Pinkett Smith actually is
a hoe.
That's not the word that we're... Okay, first of all, I'm not going with that word. But much of the internet is in agreement with that no kitty cat. A lot of people are saying that Jada Pinkett Smith is for the streets. I don't see it that way. Because first of all,
Stony for the streets.
My whole thing is Will and Jada told everybody they was in an open marriage like 8 years ago or some shit like that, right? So what's the big fucking deal? Like, alright, so now we're just like, wow, during that period you fucked August Alsina. Alright. But we talk about Will Smith here. And not only did I think this immediately upon the conversation, but she brought it up herself, like, because he was like, I don't know how I feel about that when I'm gonna have to get you back. Because he revealed he did not know about this. And then they got into a little, you know, word definition game, and she decided that she was gonna say they had an entanglement that led to an incident, which I don't know if y'all caught that, but they basically mean they fucked around. I mean, they was talking, and then they end up fucking one time. Which
I don't know if it was just one time.
Which we all know, girl math means they fucked at least 3 times, or 4 times, but only one of them was good. And you laughing because you know damn well that's the math y'all go by.
Sometimes that's not. It's not hard math.
No, Megan already established y'all math. It didn't happen if the dick wasn't snapping.
No,
Do you say church to that statement or not?
No.
I defend.
Because at the end of the day, I still screwed around with some whack dick nigga. And I can't take that back. I can act like that all day, but when I get famous and like niggas start coming from the past saying that they know me, bruh, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. I did mess with some unfortunate people, but I'm not a hoe. I just like to do it. And
but my state like all right, keep it 100%.
I still
do you think that most females think that way, or do they not like even admit their body count if the shit wasn't what they consider something that counts?
Well, the average female tend to lie about everything anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that they lie about.
Close enough. So basically, yeah, like you already know, we can just assume it's between 1 and 4 times, right? Anyway, after she said entanglement, the internet went fucking berserk. Like, oh shit. Like, there was all kind of memes. There was even a meme where they had Future looking like he was thinking hard. And then they wrote on there like, damn, why didn't I think of that shit first? Like, We at a point now where like the Jada Pinkett memes have gotten real crazy. Will Smith looking like he was about to cry. His face.
He looked like he looked in that other movie, Pursuit of Happiness. Bro.
Why you saying that?
He looked rough. And
It's almost starting to replace the Michael Jordan's first and second crying face, because you know he had the original crying face. Then they had the new crying face from when he cried at Kobe's funeral. Rest in peace, go. And now they going towards the whole Will Smith. Really?
I mean, there was still one in between. There was the Magic Johnson, not Magic Johnson, the other guy, fucking whatever. Michael Jordan. Damn.
We was just saying his name. How did you forget that fast?
Because I keep associating the face with the meme instead of thinking of his name, because it's just like his name is irrelevant to me. It's just he has a funny crying face.
Oh yeah, because
I don't really care for sports.
You don't know about things.
Like, I didn't know why they called OJ Juice until somebody sat and explained it to me. That he was a sports player.
Yeah, and
he had the juice.
He had the juice, yeah. And a lot of white people think he killed the bitch. A lot of black people think he killed the bitch too.
A lot of black people know he killed the bitch.
A lot of black people defend the fact that he killed that bitch because they felt like we should get one unjustified murder in comparison. I don't fucking know. Y'all know how niggas is.
It's hilarious because that's exactly how I feel about it. Like,
but that's how most black people are. They're like, yeah, he killed that bitch.
They wanted credit for killing a white woman and getting away with it.
They wanted him to get away with it because so many white people have gotten away with crimes that everybody knows that they were
still
guilty.
is. Arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
They ain't do that yet.
No.
Fuck y'all, America.
Feel free to fact check us.
Fuck y'all, America.
Man, George Zimmerman's still a free man.
Yeah, but I think he gets harassed everywhere.
He deserve it.
Side note, I just got a new dude because my birthday's coming up, and every time.
Oh my gosh!
Every time.
What is up with guys and just having to just like flaunt their stylish hair? Just like, got my hair done. Yes, queen.
Fuck you.
The roles have really reversed. I tell you that.
Fuck you. My birthday is coming up, and I never. Well, I haven't actually. You know what? I can tell you when last time I even talked about my hair. It was actually a year ago.
I mean, on Urban Nerd Weekly.
At all?
Say that?
No, because it wasn't even on Urban Nerd Weekly.
Lying?
It was on YouTube.
Why you always lying?
It was on my vlog series, and it was only the first episode. And
it still counts as talking.
But it was a year ago.
But you have brought it up within that year frame.
When?
The last time you got your hair done, the other time before
What did I say?
You was like, you feeling pretty?
I didn't fucking say that shit.
Something along the lines of you feeling pretty.
I did not say that shit.
Well, you acted like it. You walked around acting like a pretty bitch for a minute.
If y'all gonna believe that shit she's kicking, then y'all make sure y'all say what the fuck y'all really feel in this comment section. On SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, where y'all gonna leave y'all comments at.
But to give me leverage, to be fair, I have to interact with him more often than you guys do, so maybe I know a little bit of a different scoop of his pretty ass life.
I don't even know how to respond to such a ridiculous statement.
It's ridiculous because it's true.
We are going on to the next topic of today's Nerd News Update. Donald Trump, who's clearly probably just trying to deflect from all the other bullshit he has going on, 3 months late to the game is contemplating banning TikTok after the entire Washington, D.C. thought about doing this shit back in fucking January. Now he's decided, oh, wait, we should think about this shit.
Yeah, because, like, you know, I do feel like TikTok is more cancerous than COVID right now.
I mean, there's a lot of... we did talk about TikTok on the last episode of season 6 and how it's a lot of little bullshit going on that people are getting away with. And now, you know what I'm saying, Donald Trump saying he wants to ban TikTok because of the quote unquote threat that Washington was probably talking about 3 months ago, in which he, you know, thinks that it's a security risk for the United States because, as we all know, TikTok, which is used to be Musical.ly, is owned by China. And they feel like somehow they'll be able to use that technology to be able to spy on the United States government. Because we all know government facilities have already been banned from using TikTok. Like, if you work for the government, you can't have a TikTok account on your phone. Like, we talked about that at the beginning of last season.
Well, I'm not surprised that the end of the world and the means to end it comes from China.
Well, the ironic part is, in the midst of all this talk of Trump wanting to ban it, Microsoft is like, wait, I think we can make some money off this. So you want to tell them, look, according to Times, and according
to New York Times, excuse me.
My bad, I was stepping on that.
Yes, President Trump can ban TikTok in the United States. The problem, this won't actually stop the digital deluge from China. In fact, the perfect example of someone playing checkers against someone playing chess, the outcome of this face-off with Chinese government seems destined to blow up in Mr. Trump's face if he doesn't move carefully going forward. Let's be clear. While it sounds plausible in this clown of a car White House that Trump is motivated by revenge, I don't think he's trying to bring down Sarah Cooper for her eviscerating mimicry of him on TikTok. And he's also probably not gunning for the K-pop kids who's organized a TikTok prank to order tickets to his campaign rally in Tulsa and then ghosted.
First of all, that did happen, and that was fucking hilarious. Like, bitch, you just got pranked by an entire generation.
But wait,
on the news. No,
did he pay for? Did they pay for these tickets?
No, they reserved seats. It made it seem like it was gonna be hella people at this rally.
Gotcha. And then ain't nobody showed up.
Not only did they not show up, bro, they called the fucking. They called into the government that someone at the there was a reasonable reason to be afraid of high risk of catching COVID at that motherfucker. So not only did they not show up, the other motherfuckers who actually were Trump supporters didn't show up. So this bitch showed up.
There's Trump supporters who are not anti-maskers?
So, yeah, they didn't show up. This motherfucker showed up to talk to no one. And then before he made it back to the White House that night, the news had already figured out that a bunch of kids did this shit to him.
Those
fucking bitch. They gonna save us, bro. Like, matter of fact, they already been drowning this nigga on the internet. Like, have you seen the little kids, like this one little Mexican kid? He was like licking bricks and like stacking them on top of each other. Like, look, man, come on, please don't ban TikTok at you, because he was building the wall because he's Mexican. And he was like,
needs a scholarship.
Bro, what? If I had a scholarship, that little son bitch would have got it today. Cause that shit was
been like, Ellen, you need to go to college? Well, let's go.
Hold up. Okay, so you didn't just say the name Ellen, right?
I did.
You did. Okay, so first of all, now we gotta go off script a little bit, because Ellen DeGeneres
is a piece of shit.
First of all, whoa. Wait, so you've heard about the shit with Ellen?
Depends on which shit you're thinking about, because I've heard some shit about Ellen.
Well, recently people have been reporting of a toxic environment on the Ellen DeGeneres show.
About how she basically prances around and sexually assaults people, but it's okay because she's a gay white woman.
I didn't know about that part, but okay. But I did hear that she's been letting her producers get away with some real offhand shit, like her executive producers on the show. And now people are like coming out to speak out about it, and so her show was owned by Warner Brothers, and they were launching an internal investigation into the show. And she was like, alright, fuck it, I quit. Middle finger, deuces.
Mic drop.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd throw that out there before we moved on to the next shit. But yes, Trump has been getting clowned by Generation Gen Zers. And Ellen DeGeneres said, fuck y'all bitches, I'm going home.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Screw you guys.
South Park reference.
I'm about to go fuck my wife. Fuck my hot wife. So moving on to the next topic of today's Nerd News Update. Bobby Shmurda, for all of my last decade of hip hop fans, y'all don't even remember hot nigga Bobby Shmurda out of nowhere might allegedly be getting released from jail tomorrow. And you guys heard the date of today's episode. It's Monday, August 3rd. So tomorrow there's a strong chance that he could be getting out of jail, and this comes right on the heels of the news of Tekashi 6ix9ine being released from house arrest. So let's get this straight. Tekashi 6ix9ine was in jail, petitioned to get out of jail because he was afraid to catch COVID-19, got out of jail based off that months later anyway, started dropping music and videos and, doing his own little Instagram shit again, and now
his IQ.
And now this man is free and dropped a song called Punani to celebrate. Let's not forget he dropped a song called Punani, even though
I feel like he got raped in the ass too many times for him just to end up coming up with a song called Punani just to make up for it.
It's hard for you to brag about Punani when we've already declared the girl that you've coveted the most is for the streets. But to each his own. But bigger shouts out to Bobby Shmurda. I know a lot of hip hop fans of the last decade have been waiting on Bobby to come out. It's kind of like how a lot of us have been waiting on like T.I. get out, and when Wayne was trying to get out, and when Gucci and Boosie was in jail. Remember when Boosie was in jail for a long fucking time? We waited a long time for Boosie to get out. So I feel like Bobby Shmurda might be like, the newer generation's version of Boosie, except he didn't get to put out a lot of shit because he confessed all his crimes in the first song, so they caught his ass before he could do a lot of legendary shit.
Snitch.
So now Bobby Shmurda didn't snitch. That's why he been in jail this whole time.
Well,
remember Tekashi.
In his songs, he's talking about what he do.
On yourself
a little bit.
That's called when you snitch on yourself. That's just called mental retardation. And he was a young guy, so he do retarded shit from time to time. But yeah, so but that's all on that. So big shouts out to Bobby Shmurda. Hope he drops a banger. Like he'll probably do a first day out like every rapper does their first day out of jail, and it'll probably be some of the biggest shit on the internet for like the next couple of months. So let's see how that goes. But
he gotta go harder for his music since he done got out of jail, so he could be a better influence on the world.
But yeah, so on to the last topic of today's Nerd News Update. I don't know if you guys remember, but when the show ended on season 6 about a month or so ago, there was, people were just wearing masks as like a safety precaution, it was a choice. Now, it is a mandate.
It should have been a mandate. Like, it doesn't make any sense, like, how long it took for them just to, like, start mandating these type of things. But at the same time, it's like, when it comes down to trying to contain a pandemic in a society where we can't trust the government, bruh, we as Americans need help. Because we are in a capitalist society where we just want to spend more money and make a lot more money on just, like, dumb shit. Like, when it comes down to the masks, like, gas stations, places where you could just, like, go to conveniently, they're selling masks for out-of-the-ass prices. Like, certain name brand gas stations may sell a simple mask where, like, it's not even like the proper mask. You can catch COVID by wearing those thin, flimsy ass masks, and they're selling those for $5-6. And it's just like there's people who can't
these
pay
same masks that cost
$5-6.
Yeah, these same masks cost like $1.25.
It costs 25 cents to make that motherfucking mask, and you charging me $5 for that shit, and it don't even work.
It don't.
It is for style, not for...
A lot of the masks that we see people wearing are not the effective version. And it blows my mind because there was a whole news article, like there was a whole campaign of people telling people like this is the this is the kind of mask you need. Like basically, if you don't see a construction worker or a doctor or a nurse wearing that shit, it ain't the one that's working.
Man, if you don't see nobody who works around a lot of dusty environments wearing fucking that shit, then you shouldn't get whatever mask that you end up seeing. Like, if you feel something that's thin, then you should really check that out. Like, there's supposedly a test that you can do to make sure that your mask is suitable and that it's like light a lighter in front of it. And if you're able just to blow that flame out with your mask on, then you should reconsider your mask because your breath particles may be smaller or larger. Actually, yeah, your breath particles might be larger than the COVID strain, so it will be very easy for that COVID just to like tiptoe straight through the holes in your mask and run up in your nose like a motherfucking line of crack.
Another good way to test it is to take off your mask not in a environment where you're not
Don't do this in a Walmart, dumbass.
Right, we're talking about like in your own home.
In a sterile environment.
And even if your home is a sterile environment, it's at least where you're already going to be breathing when you're relaxed anyway. So whatever's in there, whatever's in there, you're already going to be fucking affected by it. But if when you put your mask on, you have the same ability to smell things as you did with the mask off.
If you can breathe with your mask on, then you ain't got the right mask on.
So make sure y'all wear y'all mask properly.
It does not matter if you can't breathe. If you got asthma, carry a motherfucking asthma pump and go somewhere where you can breathe to fucking inhale on that shit.
That's for real, because the last thing you need to do is catch the COVID because
you're having an asthma attack over a damn
damn, bruh, wouldn't that be like catching AIDS from a blood transfusion?
Man, that sounds so horrible.
It is. But yeah, so that's all for today's Nerd News Update. Alright, you guys, so just a quick word about our sponsors before we get into today's topic. I just want to remind everybody who is helping out Urban Nerd Weekly. Of course, it's pretty much been the same people. We got a couple of new folks we fucking with this season, but we can't really announce them right now. But as far as everybody that's been down with the gang goes, big shouts out to Creative Customs when it comes to custom made clothes, shoes, apparel, accessories, and etc. You want it custom made, Creative Customs is the place to go. We talk about shirt, shoes, socks, drawers, bras, and all. If you want it customized, holla at Creative Customs. Customize it all. Big shouts out to Sweet K's Cakery. Matter of fact, extra huge shouts out to Sweet K's Cakery, especially on today's episode because Sweet K's Cakery provided, like I've been telling y'all for like 4-5 seasons, how Sweet K's Cakery provide all this bomb shit, right? Well, my birthday just passed and Sweet K's Cakery just dropped off the finest Urban Nerd Weekly spaceship cake you could fucking imagine. Matter of fact, this episode, I'm gonna have the picture. Matter of fact, I'm gonna like if y'all on my Instagram, like I'm gonna post y'all gonna see the picture, but I'm gonna put the picture. I'm gonna try to put the picture in the description because the cake's fucking beautiful. Matter of fact, I might have it as the picture for this episode. Is that cake? Matter of fact, that's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna do. Urban Nerd Weekly Cake, Sweet K's Cakery. And if y'all didn't know, if I had never told y'all before, the owner and CEO of Sweet K's Cakery is my sister. Like, I'm not plugging her because she's my sister, so I want y'all to think she's fire. My sister is fucking fire, bruh. Like, make sure y'all hit up Sweet K's Cakery, man. I'm telling you. And I didn't even, like, when I tell you last minute, bruh, I wasn't even want to hit her up. My lady hit up my sister, hit up Sweet K's Cakery and was like, look, your brother, my bae, his birthday's coming up. It's the Dirty 30. He only gets one. I want to surprise him with a cake. She surprised the fuck out of me with a cake, y'all. It was awesome. So shout out to Sweet K's Cakery. Make sure y'all check them out on Instagram. Extra aggressive and shit. Cause they got that bomb ass product. Yes, bitch. I'm from the 90s, so I say shit like bomb shit and bomb ass product. Cause that shit fire. And I'm from Atlanta, so I say cut it.
cut that shit fire, bitch. Also, check out 25-8 The Gate. The first radio network that we were ever part of is 25-8 The Gate, run by the CEO of our other sponsor, which is MTP, which is Marketing to Pie Studios, run by Shalisha Persons, who is one of my biggest business partners. I'll give her a shout out later, but big shouts out to 25 Gate and Marketing to Pie Studios. Make sure you guys check them out. And last but absolutely not least, I want you guys to be aware of the existence of Project South. Ladies and gentlemen, Project South is this amazing community outreach program, and they have clicked up with us, Urban Nerd Weekly. And over the last season, we would have been doing a lot of community-based events to make this shit awesome. But then the COVID hit, and then everybody was afraid of the Rona. So you can't reach out to the community when they're afraid of catching that shit from you. But a little review. Project South is a movement building organization founded in 1986 to strengthen community organization and develop accessible political education and build people-centered infrastructure in the United States South. Based here in Atlanta, Project South cultivates productive space for social movement leaders, organizations, and collaborations to build people power from the bottom up. Our work is informed by historical legacy and root cause analysis of our social and economic conditions, or as some people like to say, socio-economic. Project South recognizes the powerful role of media and communications in education, and educating and activating our communities to work for racial, economic, and social justice, and remains committed to developing movement-driven communications infrastructure in infrastructure. I don't know why I said infrastructure in the entire region. So if you guys are here in the A and you're looking for a way to reach out to the community in a very positive way, Project South is the way to go about it. And as soon as all this quarantine, as soon as all this Rona bullshit is over with, you guys will see us out and about with Project South. And that's all for our sponsors. So right about now, we're going to get into today's topic, which is schools reopening or nah? So over the past couple of weeks, one of the bigger conversations that's being had is whether or not school should be reopening. As we approach the end of August, the beginning of September, this is normally the time of year, which I know is usually the point of time of the year because my birthday used to always fall either right before the first day of school or right after the first day of school. And one year it actually fell on the first day of school. It's crazy. So yeah, this is the time of year when kids are supposed to be back in school, but because of the whole Rona business, there's been a lot of debate about whether school should be reopening at all. And this is both on the daycare all the way up to the collegiate level. People don't know whether or not school should be open. You know, and a guy like me, I kind of sort of think like they're debating about whether elementary, middle, and high school should be open or not. But I haven't heard anyone talk about whether or not college is going to be back in play. And that's because I don't think they're going to open. I don't think colleges are going to be back open this fall at all. And because that's the case, I don't even think we should be debating whether or not kids' schools should be reopening at least this semester, because they shouldn't be. If y'all don't want to take the risk of a bunch of adults who fully understand the risk of what's going on for school to be back open for them, y'all definitely shouldn't be open school back up for kids. I'm sorry, but I used to be a kid. As a matter of fact, as someone who just turned 30 a few days ago, I can honestly say I really believe I was still a kid up until this year. You know what I mean? So I know, like, kids ain't gonna... You know, you've been seeing the post on social media, man. Kids licking their hand and screaming Rona while they chase each other. You know what I'm saying? Kids gonna be snatching each other's masks off and shit. You know what I mean? Kids don't play fair, bruh. Kids will pin another kid down and lick his ear hole and be like, you're gonna die because you got the Rona, because you got the Rona. Kids are fucked up, all right? We've all been kids. Either you're one of the kids that was fucked up, so you know kids are fucked up, or you're one of the kids that was a victim of the fucked up ass kids, so you really know kids are fucked up. Either way it goes, I personally don't think school should be reopening. Not yet. And I get it. I get the argument. I get that, some of y'all teachers don't, I get the arguments. Because keep in mind, if the kids go back to school, that means the adults have to be back in school, right? So whatever argument you have about the kids having a super immunity to this bullshit going on, you ain't going to be able to say that about the people that's teaching them. All right? You can't just send a bunch of kids to an empty building with no adults and expect them to learn shit. They ain't going to crack open books and start really applying themselves so they could be ready for the future as bleak as it is. No, they're going to be popping Molly. They're going to be smoking in the bathrooms, and they're going to be doing orgies in the fucking cafeteria and shit. So you got to have adults there teaching them and shit. And you can't do that if you believe the kids should be back in school because they're not as affected by the coronavirus or COVID-19 or whatever you call it. You can't use that same argument to defend the teachers and administrators and personnel of the school, the staff that needs to be there to keep the motherfucker up and running. That's just backwards ass logic. Not to mention, like I said, it's not like kids get the full seriousness of this. And I know this because, think about it like this. If you guys are around my age, either 5 years younger than me, maybe 5 years older than me, well, definitely 5 years older and maybe 5 years younger than me. Maybe if you're 25 right now, you might remember September 11th, right? It was a day that will live in infamy in American history forever. 2 fucking planes drove into 2 tall-ass buildings in one of the biggest cities in our fucking country. Now, that was a huge deal, right? But I was 11 when that shit happened. Matter of fact, I think I had barely... that was September 11th, 2001, right? So yeah, I had barely been 11 years old at the time. And as far as I was concerned, what I was seeing on TV was something, as far as that news day, was something I had never seen before. And a lot of the shit that happened afterwards was a bunch of crazy shit. Y'all remember it's fucking anthrax in the mail? It was fucking anthrax in the motherfucking mail, people. That shit that could kill you. It was in the mail. That was a huge deal. As a 30-year-old, I'm thinking about that shit right now. I'm like, holy fuck, how did we leave our houses when motherfuckers had anthrax in the mail? You know what I'm saying? Remember Y2K? Remember we thought the whole world was gonna fucking end, bro. Y'all remember that shit? Y2K? Y2K happened right before September 11th. I vividly remember that shit. We thought the world was gonna end, y'all. If y'all are way younger than me, if you're more than 5 years younger than me, you don't know this shit, but in 1999, and even if you do know this, you just don't understand. Everybody on the fucking planet thought the world was gonna end, right? And as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, I was just like, oh, wow, this is some crazy stuff going on. But people really thought that. People were buying canned goods and paper towels and water bottles. All the shit that we all this, every time something crazy happens, just now with the coronavirus, y'all notice all that paper towels and shit was scarce, toilet paper, bottled water, alcohol, all that shit. Imagine that plus canned goods and a bunch of other really necessary shit just being missing from the grocery store. That was happening when I was 10 years old and I couldn't have gave a fuck, right? That's a huge deal. But now as a 30-year-old, when I think about that shit, I'm like, holy fuck, bro, that's a big deal. We all thought we were gonna die we all thought the whole world was gonna just fucking stop existing for a whole year. And then 1.5 years later, that shit happened in America, and we all in America thought that we were gonna, there was anthrax in the mail, people, you huff that shit, you gonna die. We all, that was a real thing, but I couldn't have gave a fuck. Therefore, I know these kids that are, coming up during this time, they don't get that shit. They don't get how serious this is. And then, not to mention, a lot of people aren't thinking about the fact that, these kids are going to be carrying around a virus in them. And there's a real good possibility that in the future, their whole generation could have these fucked up adverse effects to it because it's been sitting in their bodies just fucking them up for decades. You know what I'm saying? Remember how everybody used to catch chickenpox? And I say this Because I just found out this year that little kids don't be catching chickenpox like that anymore. Like when I was a little kid, nigga, you needed to catch the chickenpox. So that way when you got older, it wouldn't fucking kill you if you caught the chickenpox. Now, kids don't even catch that shit anymore. But I feel like, what if the coronavirus, what if COVID-19 is just like chickenpox? Like, what if it turns into some other shit and it just takes out motherfuckers left and right for the whole generation, like 20, 30, 40 years from now? You know what I mean? And shit is insane, folks. And I know these kids don't get the seriousness of it, which is why they should not be back in school. Now, I get the argument on some of y'all parents saying some of y'all ain't had to deal with y'all kids for this long out of the day, every day, in quite some time. Some of y'all have never had to do that. And some of y'all, especially y'all with multiple kids, some of y'all really going through it right now because y'all got to play, assistant to the teacher over the fucking Zoom and shit, and then still figure out, like, making sure they're doing the lessons. And especially if your kids, you got multiple kids, of course, they're all different ages and shit. So it's, like, really hard to make sure all those different grade levels are being on task and progressing correctly while you guys are at home so that they won't miss out on any of their education. Not to mention, some of y'all kids is bad as shit. So I know y'all don't want to fucking deal with them all day. And I know y'all want y'all kids to go back to school just so y'all don't got to deal with them, so y'all conflicted. Y'all don't want to come home. Y'all don't want to go to school to catch some shit and then, like, they be, like, the first kid to get sick. Or worse, they bring it home and get the whole house sick. Or worse, you know what I'm saying? Some teacher at their school catches that shit and then they shut down the school anyway, so you gotta go right back to having your kid at home. I'm sure you'd rather have just kept them at home the whole time in the first place. It's crazy. And now that we're past my birthday, school's in. Some schools, like here in Georgia, I know for a fact a lot of schools are going 100% virtual. Some are doing it for the first 9 weeks. Some are doing it for the entire school year. And some of them are making virtual an option while they're letting school back in. Like, perfect example, out in Paulding County, a young lady was just suspended from school from posting a photo on social media of her school's hallways, and they were crowded as shit, people. We're talking shoulder to shoulder, nose to backbone kids, folks. Like, I don't even know if I've ever seen this many kids at school this early in the school year. All the cool kids, y'all know they don't even go to school on the first day of school, but I guess niggas been out of school so long, everybody showed up at this particular high school. And she posted a photo of the hallways and was congested, and she felt uncomfortable. She didn't like that shit. So she posted a photo and they suspended her, and now she's getting nationwide coverage on all kinds of outlets for posting the photo. And people are asking her, does she regret posting the picture? She was like, first of all, this is a necessary amount of trouble to get into. People should understand fully that they let our school back in without really considering the fact that it's kind of a cesspool for this disease right now. Not to mention, y'all suspended me and sent me back home to where y'all ain't at, so I'm like not near fucking asymptomatic vibe city that is this high school right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, so if you guys, I would love to hear you guys' opinion on this particular topic. If you got kids, if you don't have kids, if you're in college, if whatever position in life you're in right now, if you're a listener to Urban Nerd Weekly, I really want to hear your opinion of schools reopening and all that stuff. And that's from a pre-K, daycare level, all the way up to a collegiate level. What is your opinion about schools reopening? You with it or not? But that's all for today's topic. Right before we get up out of here, man, we got to give a couple of shout outs, man. Shout out to Alicia Persons and Mega Sack. Big congrats to Mega Sack on his wedding. He just got married on August the 1st, so big shouts out to him, man. Shouts out to my guy Kewl CutLis, who we talking about early, man. Y'all gonna catch him on this season of Urban Nerd Weekly. Shout out to one of my favorite fellow comedians, Von Roberts. Y'all can check out his latest special, I Hit the Car Seat For You, available fully visual wise on YouTube, and you can catch the audio on Spotify and Apple Music. Shouts out to Funny Weird Mom as well as Koya Z, two of my favorite Instagrammers and two old friends of mine who are fucking hilarious. Koya Z also has a podcast called Vibe Time. Make sure you guys check that out. Speaking of friends with podcasts, one of my oldest buddies, my broster, Tracer, just launched his new podcast with his co-host. Oh God, I feel terrible for not remembering her name. Okay, so now I got to give this podcast a shout out on the next episode. I want to say, fuck, I feel terrible now. I totally looked up her name to give her a shout out to, because I haven't met her, but I know my buddy Tracer. They started this podcast called What's Brewing Bruh. It's available on Anchor as well as Spotify. Y'all gotta check it out. It just premiered on August the 4th, so y'all make sure y'all check out their very first premiere episode, man. And make sure y'all come back and tell me what y'all think, because we, you know what I'm saying, we probably gonna be doing a little collabing in the future. So make sure you guys check out the What's Brewing Bruh podcast. Also, check out all the podcasts on podcastcitynetwork.com. That is the network that we are currently a part of, and it's got a bunch of amazing other podcasts in the lineup. Y'all just got to hit up podcastcity.net. I said podcastcitynetwork.com earlier than I meant to say podcastcity.net, where y'all can check out all that amazing fucking content at. And yeah, bro, thank you guys for checking it out in advance too, because Podcast City Network, that's family now. Also, big shouts out to Black Box Radio Network. That is the network that we're a part of as a part of the Project South thing we got going on. So big shouts out to that, as well as 25-8 The Gate, like I said earlier. And if you guys liked the new intro song, you have Joshua Meehan to thank for that over at the Media Music Podcast, which is an awesome podcast. He interviews a lot of people that do musical scores for movies, TV shows, cartoons, and all that great stuff. And he does it himself as well. So he was showing some love when he made Urban Nerd Weekly their own exclusive intro music. So huge shouts out to Joshua Meehan. So yeah, man, like I said, guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. We love you guys. We so much appreciate it. Once again, shouts out to Sweet K's Cakery for the awesome cake for my birthday. Shouts out to my lady, my wife, Lady A, for being able to provide awesome birthday shenanigans all weekend. I'm gonna be posting some pictures, cause and big shouts out to my mom too. Me and my mom had an awesome breakfast on my birthday. It was a beautiful thing, man. I had a great birthday. Shouts out to everybody involved and everybody that wished me happy birthday. All my family, friends, co-workers, and all that good stuff, man. I love you guys. My name is Spayce.